Rotary Club of Cincinnati's February 24th meeting. We are excited to be here at this unique facility, historic Cincinnati venue, the Transept. It is nestled in OTR, Over the Rhine neighborhood in Cincinnati, Ohio. We will begin our program today with the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by Kelly Collison of Magnified Giving, who will give the invocation and four-way test. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Each year and month and day offers a new slate, and we must write upon it. Let us write truth. Let us write fairness. Let us write friendship, solidarity. Let us write peace, joy, and thankfulness for all we accomplish together, here at home and around the world. Today we honor the students, these young people joining us today who will share their stories as we have written them, and as they infuse the Rotary four-way test into their stories. May they be moved by the exercise of writing, sharing, and presenting their stories to all of you today. We welcome their teachers, their family, and their friends. We provide love and support, encouragement, so that they may be strong, confident, and true to themselves in their community of equals. May we as Rotarians be mentors to all students who write their stories in real time and guide them using our lifetime of experiences to help them serve others above self. The four-way test is a nonpartisan and non-sectarian ethical guide for Rotarians and professional lives. The test has been translated into more than 100 languages, and as Rotarians, we recite it at all of our club meetings. Let us join in and recite them together now. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you. You may be seated. Next, we will have our Sergeant at Arms today, Bill Stilley, to give a special welcome to our guests. Following Bill will be Kelly Shook of Flynn and Company. Flynn and Company is our meeting sponsor today. We're excited to have them, and Kelly will follow Bill.
Welcome to Cincinnati Rotary Club 17, the 17th oldest Rotary Club in the universe. I'd like to introduce some guests as I announce the name. Please stand up so that you might recognize Elizabeth Dodd, non-associate, and a guest of Rick Quinlivan. So that's what that honor is for. Mike Perkinson is with Perkinson Legal and is also a guest of Rick Quinlivan. And so that you can hear loudly this time, Elizabeth Knott with non-associates, a guest of Rick Quinlivan. Bob Shear is here with his wife, Stephanie. Bob? Welcome to Rotary.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Shook and I am pleased to speak on behalf of Flynn & Company today. Flynn & Company provides tax, audit, outsourced accounting, and consulting services to businesses, nonprofits, and individuals. We have been in business for over 28 years and we are passionate about helping leaders grow and advance their organizations. We are excited to announce the launch of our newest program, CEO Circles. This program part of an exclusive, confidential, and strategically paired group of 8 to 10 other CEOs. Each group meets 8 times per year for 2 hours each session. Rick will be facilitating this CEO program, and the groups will discuss critical topics and challenges as well as share past experiences and future opportunities. If you or someone you know might be interested in this program, we encourage you to reach out to either Rick or myself. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Kelly. Next, we will have a special announcement from Dan Long. Dan is the chairperson of our Membership Development Committee. Dan?
Thank you, President Melinda. 5 days until March the 1st, and the kickoff of I Wish I Was a Rotarian. We have something for everyone during the month of March. We have a breakfast, obviously we have our Rotary lunches, and we also have a dinner. So we've got something for everyone that can think of a prospect to bring to a meeting. We're kicking off the month on March the 8th at the Irish Heritage Center. And Christy and Sarah are going to be passing out flyers. It's going to be from 5:30 to 7:30. It's going to be an Irish dinner, Irish drinks, and Irish dancers. So it's going to be a great night. It's free to all Rotarians that bring prospects, so you will be free and your prospect will be free as well. If you'd like to come without a prospect, it would only be $15. So please raise your hand if you'd like to get a flyer from one of the girls, and please consider coming to that event. The deadline for signing up is a week from today. So that's dinner. And we have breakfast. Breakfast is going to be on March the 15th. It's going to be at the Fix Coffee House and Bar in Walnut Hills. So be sure to look for more information coming about the Fix. That'll be 2 weeks from this Tuesday. Obviously, one of the best ways to introduce a prospect to Rotary is to bring him to lunch. And we have outstanding speakers during the month of March. This coming Thursday, we have Jeff Birding. The second Thursday, we have leadership from 3CDC. The Jefferson Awards are going to be on third. I think that's the third Thursday. And then, of course, it will be on time. The Reds opening day breakfast will be the last Thursday. So we have great Thursdays for us to really show prospects what Rotary is all about. So please take the time to think of someone that you think would be a good prospect. Take the time this afternoon, think about it, go back to your office, go back to your home. Think of someone that you think would be a good Rotarian and invite them to one of these great events. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dan. Now, our additional announcements for today. We have several members who are celebrating birthdays this week. Earlier this week, on the 22nd, Janet Metzler. And Janet is here with us today. Great to see you, Janet. February 25th, we have Dick Flesher. And February 26th, Carol Hillstein. So let's give all of our birthday Rotarians a round of applause. Our next participated in any of these activities for our hands-on service projects, please feel free to join us. Hux Miller, Dr. Hux is here. If you raise your hand, Hux Miller is right over there. He is the chairperson of our hands-on service projects. Please see him if you're interested. We participated there earlier this year in September, I think it was, and we had a great time. Our next professional development series will be coming up in March. We just completed one last week and it was excellent. So thank you very much for that team who put on that professional development series with Erin Colby. Erin, you can raise your hand. Erin's here. And Kim Elliott did a dynamic presentation last month. And then this next one coming up, the title will be Using a Podcast to Promote and Develop Your Business. That will be sponsored by, and the presenter will be Sam Schutte. And Sam also just recently did a presentation that featured one of our members, Brian Bielhauer. So Brian, would you raise your hand? Brian is here. You may see Brian on Unstoppable. He was interviewed by Sam Schutte. And Sam is here as well. Sam, if you would raise your hand, he's our presenter at our next meeting on March 10th. The last of our series of the professional development sessions this year will be April 7th. And the title of that series will be, that session will be The Art of Feedback and Managing Difficult Conversations. That will be, the presenter for that session will be Brent Seelmeyer. So if you haven't signed up yet, please contact the Rotary office at cincinnati-rotary.org and put in your RSVP for that particular, the sessions that you're interested in. You can sign up for both at the same time if you would like. Last week, we got a chance to hear from many of our board members, and I've heard a lot of very positive feedback from Rotarians, learning about new things, the vision for the committees, the committee chairs, and we're really excited because we will begin the election process for members on the board and officers to start 2023. That election process will be coming up soon. You can think about it in two ways. First of all, we have a nominating committee. The nominating committee consists of 7 Rotarians. Current president, myself, Steve King, who's the president-elect, and the president nominee, who's Doug Bolton. Of those 7, there are 4 at-large members also added to that nominating committee. Those 4 members are at-large are chosen by the president nominee, who is Doug Bolton. If you are interested in serving on the nominating committee, please contact Doug Bolton by May 1st. There will be additional information on this in your e-raise. It will give you an outline of the entire process, but wanted to make sure we started now for you to think about it if you're interested. Once that nominating committee is established after May 1st, then we will be receiving written nominations for board positions that will be open for the 2023 year for officers and board members. So not to confuse the two, the nominating committee will be reviewing those applications of either individuals who nominate themselves or those of you who would like to nominate other people for opening board positions. Again, please check your e-raise as we will have an outline of that in there so you don't have to remember all of this that I'm sharing with you now, that you'll be able to refer back to the outline about the specific dates and times. Family of Rotary, please be reminded if there's anything that you'd like to share with our Rotary family, please make sure to contact the Rotary office and give us that information. Our new executive director, Sarah Pattison. Sarah, would you just raise your hand if you all haven't met Sarah? Please take a chance to meet her. She's doing a great job. And Christy Shushek, our office manager, they do an outstanding job of putting those together, along with Bill Henry, who is the committee chair over Family of Rotary. We would like to say congratulations to Bob McElroy on the arrival of his newest grandchild, Ronan McElroy, 7 pounds, 10 ounces. And all are doing well. Let's give them a round of applause. Next week, our meeting, as Dan Long mentioned, Our speaker will be Jeff Beardy of FC Cincinnati. We will be back at our typical location at the Hilton Netherland Plaza Hotel at 12 noon. So please join us for next week. We're really excited today to be here at the Transept because we have a special program today, as was mentioned earlier, as Kelly Collison shared with us. It's our four-way speech contest. And we have two wonderful Rotarians who've chaired that committee for several years. Let's give Laure, Quinlivan, and Mathis a round of applause. Laure Quinlivan is the president of LQ Consulting, Video, and Public Relations, and Ed Mathis is owner of Mathis Signs. Take it away, please.
Stand by, everybody, stand by.
Okay, can everybody hear all right? Yeah, all right.
Good afternoon. Before we get going, I want to say thank you to Chef Funky for the amazing food that we had today. My name is Ed Mathis. I co-chair the Rotary four-way speech contest with my co-chair, Laure Quinlivan.
Hey, everybody. We want to welcome you to Cincinnati Rotary Club if this is your first time. This is actually our 7th year of hosting this contest. And last year, we didn't have a contest at all.
And you know why? COVID. It goes by many names. COVID, the one that shall not be mentioned in the room, but you know who we're talking about.
And COVID's actually bit us this year too. We had 4 schools signed up to do the contest, and in January, 3 of them dropped out in January.
And you know why? COVID. So, teachers and students are still overwhelmed by what's going on right now.
That's why we are really especially grateful to one school that stepped up late to produce a contestant. So everybody's at this table. I'm going to introduce you. Please stand up when I introduce you. We'll hold our applause until we have your whole table introduced. So first, our Norwood contestant is Senior Julian Spivey. Here with her principal, Tina Akers, and the superintendent. Now, you thought she was retired? Oh, no. Superintendent of Norwood Schools is now Mary Ronan.
And big props to DePaul, Cristo, who is our other school competing today. They stepped up and they have 3 students here competing today, and they were all taught by the amazing English teacher. And we thank him for stepping up.
You're going to meet him too. And the amazing thing about these students from DePaul Cristo Rey is they are all sophomores. So this is like the youngest group that we've ever had competing. So from DePaul Cristo Rey, we welcome, first of all, the admissions director, Yasmin Khan, and that amazing DePaul Cristo Rey faculty advisor, English teacher, and recovering former city council member, Greg Harris.
First student for DePaul Cristo Rey is Joseph Brown. He's with his guest, friend of the fellowship, Sophia Hernandez.
And next we're going to welcome Alicia Velasquez Diaz, here with her mommy, Bette Diaz, and her stepfather, Ronaldo Navarro.
Our fourth competitor is Mohammed Berry. He is here with his family friend, Ron Eisner.
And our four-way test committee members helped coach these students, they're helping judge the contest, they're timing it, they're sitting in at the tables, and we would like everybody who's helped this year on the 4-way test speech committee to please stand and take a bow.
All right, here we go. So, did you watch the Super Bowl? See our Bengals in the Super Bowl this year? Of course I did. I want to step up and say I'm sorry for dropping the ball this year. I usually, I get the Joey cakes from Buskin. I was sold out, I couldn't get them. I told them to wear the black pants, they didn't listen to me. Next year is next year. So, did any of us go down and check out the pep rally right across the street for the AFC Championship? It was a great time. So, we got our own Laure Quinlivan. We're going to do a little bit of a demonstration here to try to tie this thing in. So, I'm going to bring up Laure. We got our own. Well, let me do this. At the pep rally, our mayor, halftime hero, got up and gave an amazing pump up for the fans. And at this time, I would like to take on and embody halftime hero, Mayor halftime hero, and introduce our amazing coach, Zach Taylor.
We felt you in Nashville, Tennessee, when we won our first road playoff game.
Freeze. No monotone voice. The lack of movement. But he didn't do it this way. Zach Taylor did it this way.
We felt you in Kansas City when we won the AFC Championship! And I can guarantee you, we felt you in Los Angeles when we played in the Super Bowl!
All right, you guys enjoyed this demonstration.
Our point was that, it doesn't matter your social status, your wealth, none of it matters. When you're giving a speech, all that matters is your voice and your body and how you use it. So we just want to break the ice a little bit for students. And now our wonderful celebrity judges. Oops, sorry about that. They're going to help us break the ice themselves because they are all going to give a little 1-minute speech. We'll see how they do. We're going to time them too. So, all right. Yeah, so we're going to show you what we're going to do when we time you, judges. So when you have 15 seconds left, because you're going to only speak for a minute, you're going to see the sign. We'll show it to you guys as well. And then if you don't stop talking in a minute, we're going to cue you all to clap. And you just clap until they stop, okay? All right.
All right, our first judge is Local 12's main anchor, Cal Inslee. Watch him at 6 and 11 on Channel 12. Before coming to Cincinnati in 2018, Cal worked in Indianapolis and Washington, D.C. Cal Inslee.
And to that point, my 1-minute speech actually has to do with my time in Indianapolis, letting you all know how difficult public speaking really is. So this was one of my first times anchoring at Fox 59 here in Indianapolis. It was a Friday morning. I was so excited. Here they do districts. In Indianapolis, they do what's called sectionals. And so I was up there coming back from a break, and in the prompter it said sectional play, and I said it with such emotion that instead of sectional play, I said sexual play. And as you can imagine, my face just dropped. I was confused. I didn't know what to say. I looked at my co-anchor. She didn't know what to say. And so we just tossed to the forecast because both of us couldn't stop laughing, and we were just so confused and embarrassed. So students, when you're up here today, it is okay. You're not going to say So take your time, enjoy this moment. You're going to do a wonderful job. Hopefully I remember that. You do.
That's a professional now.
Yeah, you can tell he does this for a living. Awesome. All right, now may I present our city's new vice mayor and elected council member. She's a proud product of Cincinnati Public Schools and the longtime publisher of the Cincinnati Herald, the Honorable Jan Michelle Levenberna.
Heavyweight boxing champion Muhammad Ali said, "If your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough." But I know that you dream big because you're here participating in this contest. You're doing what 77% of the population is afraid to do, and that's public speaking. So when you get up here today to speak, inhale, exhale slowly, give yourself a big hug, and then tell yourself you are already a winner because you had the courage to get up here. You have the courage to dream big. Congratulations.
Got a lot going on right here. Our next celebrity judge works for Channel 9 News, covering gentrification in our city. Before that, she did freelance reporting in New York City, Liberia, and West Africa. Welcome, reporter Monique John.
I've been wanting to get into public speaking for a really long time. Years ago, before I made it to Liberia, I had a tough spot in my career, and I would lean on interviews with successful people and motivational speakers, and I would listen to them for inspiration and direction. And I would really cling to what they had to say because I had been stifling my own voice for a long time, for too long. I'm an introvert, but I've always been a passionate person. I love to write, I love to share ideas and thoughts with people whom I connect with deeply. But there came a moment in my life in which my words were used against me. And I was so pained by it that it scared me out of expressing myself. And I regret every word that I needlessly kept to myself over the years because I suffered in my life and in my career in ways that I just don't think were necessary. So today's a big milestone for me because it's the first public speech outside of my job on camera that I've made in years. It's a big milestone for me in me taking my voice back, and I'm so glad to be here today. Thank you.
Judges, thank you. And now we're going to ask you if you would please be seated up here at the judges' table. The judges. And joining our celebrity judges, we have a couple of Rotarians, too. We have Mark Reckman, and the state attorney with Wood and Lamping, and the legal expert you can hear on 55 KRC. He went to Walnut Hills High School, and he was captain of the debate team. Yay, Mark. Rotarian assisting is Dr. Chip Carson. I think. Is he here? Oh, there he is, Dr. Chip Carson. A physician and medical scientist. He spent 30 years working in New York and Houston before moving back to his hometown of Cincinnati and joining our club in 2019. And assisting us with timing today is Kay Atkins and Steve Brash. And Mark, we're going to ask you if you guys would move down that way so Kay and Steve can sit in these last two seats. That would be great. All right.
The four-way test, speech contest is going on in clubs across the country. Speeches must be at least 4 minutes long, and at 4 minutes, our speaker, as you see, will hold up a green card.
Well, not the speaker, but the timer.
At the timer.
Timer. So they'll get it, that they're in the clear, they hit their 4-minute mark.
Okay, if the speeches go past 6 minutes, speakers will be queued with a 1 minute left, as Kay will hold up, and then a 30-second, and then at a 15-second. 10 seconds.
And as we said, the final important rule, no matter what the topic of their speech is, they have to incorporate our 4-way test into the speech. And 1 second. We had a random draw earlier of who would go first. And so let's welcome to the stage first a Cristo, Ray, DePaul contestant, Mohammed Berry. Mohammed, would you like this in the stand or would you like to hold it?
Get out your way, and once you start speaking, okay, there you go.
Imagine one day you're walking down the street and the cop stops you on the sidewalk. You ain't doing anything wrong. Then the cop starts checking you, check to see if you got something on you. Then the cop starts to pull out his gun, arrest you, and basically racially profiles because he thinks you're resisting arrest. Is it the truth? Yes, it's the truth. Because police violence affects black people's everyday lives, which also helps for the Black Lives Matter movement. Is it fair to all concerned? No. However, it is fair to the victims of police brutality. There was a man named George Floyd, who was a black man who lived in Minneapolis, Minnesota. He was a man who was suspected of having a counterfeited $20 bill. Which led to his arrest. Then he was later killed during that arrest.
You got it, Mama. Yeah, everybody give me a round of applause. You got it?
Will the bill go on a better friendship? No. However, it will bring people together to build goodwill and better friendship. The Black Lives Matter movement is about decentralizing police brutality Put yourself in those people's shoes that have went through police brutality. Put yourself in black people's shoes, what they have to endure for thousands of years. Put yourself of walking down the street, minding your business, and a cop stops you on the sidewalk and decides to interrogate you.
Okay. Man, I'm glad I don't have to do this. Aren't we all like glad we don't have to do this right now? All right, our next contestant is Julian Spikey from Norwood. He's a senior.
He hurled the dresser at me. He punched me in the face, and for the first time in my life, I punched back. I woke up staring down the barrel of a 9mm. Moments later, I realized I was homeless. You see, volunteering is valuable for everyone, no matter what demographic you are in, it is. So today, using the Rotary 4-way test, I would like to ask and answer the following. Is it the truth? The answer is a resounding yes. It is the truth. I know from the first experience volunteering in the nursery that I felt an overwhelming amount of joy for what I was doing, and I felt a sense of purpose and accomplishment through the eyes of a young child. Is it fair to all concerned? Volunteering is the most beautiful trade you can make. You are giving yourself up to somebody else that they desperately need the help for, and they are receiving that help that they desperately need. I knew from my first event volunteering called Shoes for the Shoeless, giving shoes to a family that hasn't had shoes in years, the expression from their face and the look of relief was just overwhelming for me and really gave me that sense of belonging. I belong here, volunteering. Does it build goodwill and better friendships? It does build goodwill and better friendships because you guys are all in the same heartbeat when you guys are volunteering. Every move you guys make together is one in unison. And lastly, but not least, is it beneficial to all concerned? It is, in fact, beneficial to all concerned because both parties benefit and you lose nothing when volunteering. You see, the look on the mother's face when she receives that gift that she could not afford, the look on the child's face and the happiness that they endure when getting that gift is just immaculate. I've been volunteering my whole life. It all started in 4th grade. It was in student council. I was volunteering once or twice a year. Eventually, I built up to middle school, kept volunteering. Then I got to high school, and I met a key mentor, Pastor Chuck Smith. He really changed the way I thought about volunteering. Like, it's really impactful. So, through his help, we started with food drives. And then we would donate the food to other organizations. And we would line up park events and community outreach events and Party in the Parks, which was an outreach program to those kids that never got to have fun, never got to have a childhood like I did. And this was all free. While enduring homelessness, navigating through a broken system, and enduring the abuse I did, I stopped volunteering when I became homeless. I was alone, I was depressed, but volunteering was that light in the darkness. It was there for me. So I started again with Thanksgiving food drives and Christmas food drives, and I would help out with the students with reading, and I would go visit other schools and work with our youth wrestling teams. And the biggest thing that I accomplished was I became my school student body president and started helping out with school events through there, joined the service chiefs. Look, I'm here to tell you guys that volunteering is valuable for everyone, even me who was homeless and facing unfortunate circumstances. Like whether you're living on a couch or you live in a mansion, volunteering will enrich your life. And we must all approach the act of in-serviceness through volunteering that we need to better our communities, to better the future generations, and just to make a world a better place. Thank you.
Okay. Our next contestant is from DePaul, Cristo, Alicia Velasquez-Diaz. She's a sophomore too. Would you like to hold the mic?
Does the United States school system know how to teach immigrant children? I was born in Puerto Rico, and at just 6 years old, I moved to the United States. I remember I had taken a few English classes, so I could speak a little bit of English, but it wasn't very much. This would mean that every time there was an activity in the classroom, I would be taken out of the class, and I would be given a toy SpongeBob computer. This would start the feeling that I felt like I didn't belong, and I felt isolated. I would later on switch schools. I didn't know how to read or write in English, so this meant that every single day, instead of going to English class, I would go to a small class, and every single morning, we would watch a video called Conjunction Junction by Schoolhouse Rock. I didn't learn how to read or write in English until the 3rd grade. I remember this one time, this kid had asked the other kid, "Why don't you want Elisha on your team?" And they said, "Because I was dumb." And to make the situation worse, I had all D's and F's. So what that kid said would reinforce the belief in me that I was dumb because I didn't know how to read or write and that I didn't belong. Why should people be concerned? The United States system doesn't know how to deal with children who English is not their first language. I remember one time a teacher was down my throat, and this is one of the many occasions I would have with this teacher, and she was so upset and so angry with me because I couldn't spell a simple word. She traumatized and hurt me so much that to this day I remember the word. It was strawberry. The United States system didn't protect me from people like her and didn't know how to serve me. In a study done by NAKCE quotation, it said that only 8% of immigrant children will get a proficient or above in their English test, while compared to the American peers who will get a 38%. End quote. This shows that immigrant children aren't being given the resources at their younger ages, and in turn are failing their test. I remember growing up, I failed on my standardized test, because since I couldn't read or write, this would not only be my English test, but this would also be my math test, because I couldn't read the word problems. So this meant that it would make me feel like I was dumb. Another study done by NAKCE Foundation, it said only 5% of immigrant children will get a proficient or above, while compared to their American peers who will have a 34. End quote. This shows that knowing how to read or write in the United States system is so important, because if you don't know how to read, it's going to spill over to your other subjects and you're going to fail them and potentially not passing your grade. The United States system doesn't know how to teach immigrant children how to read or write English. Is it fair to a concern? No, because it's already hard learning, but to have an extra barrier added and you're not getting the help or resources, you are just left there. Because I remember every single day I was crying because I couldn't read or write for something that wasn't even my fault. Is it the truth? Yes, this is my experience of what it was growing up as an immigrant child. So how can the United States system better help and teach immigrant children? First, I don't have all the answers. because immigrant children will feel more comfortable making mistakes and learning if their American peers are more accepting. So in turn, there will be no more immigrant children like me who they didn't become good and become a top student because teachers and students were supporting them. They became good because they were looked down upon. Will it benefit all concerned? Yes, because not only will immigrant children be able to reach their full potential, their American peers will learn a valuable lesson. I believe that if we are kind to people when they need it the most, then in turn, when it comes back to you, you will not get a hurtful being, but you will get someone who supports you. How did my story end? By the end of 3rd grade, I became on my test, I got the top score out of 3 third grade classes. And it made me realize that I was never dumb. And that the little girl in me, she just needed the right resources to learn. Thank you.
Okay, it's our last and final contestant from DePaul, Cristo, sophomore Joseph Brown.
Did you know that 1 out of every 4 children in America grow up without a father? For those of you who think that doesn't seem like a lot, let's put that to an actual number. There's 73 million kids in America. We take 25% of that, and we get just over 18 million. 18 million, wow. Hello, I'm Joseph Brown. I'm a sophomore currently attending DePaul, Cristo, and I happen to be one of the 18 million. Growing up, I really didn't have a father figure to look up to. I mean, sure, I had my mom, but being a single mother, she was doing her best to financially support the both of us. And yeah, I had an occasional male wonder in my life every once in a while, but none of them were the type of guy a kid should be looking up to, especially a young male like myself. And even though I hate to admit it, a kid, especially a young male like me, needs a father figure. So instead of idolizing all these bad role models, or growing up without one for that matter, I turned to the movies. Mufasa from Lion King, Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince, Will Smith from The Pursuit of Happiness. Now these were the men that raised me. Firstly, is it the truth? Yes. Up until just last year, my father was almost completely absent from my life. In order to attend DePaul, every male student needs to know how to tie a tie. Most of us had someone there to teach us, like our dad. But me, you know how I learned? A spy movie about saving the world. Is this fair to all those involved? No. Imagine growing up, watching all of your friends get picked up by their dad, tell somebody to teach them how to play basketball, or just to laugh with. Did I have any of that? No. Where did I learn most of my life lessons from? A cartoon line from a movie made in the 90s, Immigrant. See, I grew up in poverty. Had to listen to my mom whether to decide to keep the water bill or the electric bill. It wasn't the best place for a child to be raised. Most people would lose hope, but not me. I remember that one Will Smith movie, The Pursuit of Happiness. In that movie, Will Smith does everything he can to give his son the life he needs. He teaches him some vital life lessons along the way, especially lessons like perseverance. He teaches them that even if things seem hard, if they seem impossible, you keep going, because maybe, just maybe you'll make it. Spoiler alert, they make it. And as you can probably guess, being able to attend a private school like DePaul, I've made it myself. Even more recently, I learned lessons about responsibilities for boys in the hood. I learned the exact quote from that movie, excuse my language, but the quote is, "Any fool with a dick can make a baby, but only a real man can raise a father." And that changed how I saw not only my father, but my friends' fathers, my mom's fathers, even like your fathers for that matter, and responsibilities themselves forever. Now, is it beneficial to those involved? Yes. I bring up Darth Vader, probably top 10 worst dads of all time. Watching his redemption in the Star Wars movie allowed me to forgive my father, because all of our parents make mistakes. What matters is that he is here now and he is trying, which is more than most could ask for. And before this, we didn't even really have a relationship. And sure, we might not get to where we should be, like most kids and dad are, but we'll get somewhere, and that's all I could ask for. And yeah, I might not forget the things he did, and I won't let him forget the things he did for that matter, but I forgive him. Should they even do that much? Who knows? That's not for anyone to decide but myself. Will it build goodwill or a better relationship? I believe so. Because like I said, before this, me and my dad didn't really have a relationship. And I feel like having those feelings of anger and hatred built up for so long, nothing but cause hurt to both me, him, and our family. So maybe, just maybe, we can take a step in the right direction and have something, you know? For those of you who can relate to my situation, I want you to think who raised you in your life. Were you lucky enough to have a father, or was it an uncle? Maybe it was a cartoon lion like me. Either way, just take a second and acknowledge that. Thank them for how they were here. And look at how they affected your life. Thank you for your time.
Let's give one more applause for everybody.
were not selected as finalists but competed at the school level are going to receive a commendation letter from a Rotary Club. And the 4 finalists who are here today, all of them win some prize money.
So this year, our club decided to double the prize money that we have done for the last 6 years. So this year, we are, first place gets $300, second place $250, third place $200, and fourth place $150. And in fifth place, we want to take that much on final.
And if you wish somebody could see this contest, who's not here today, well, they can, because tomorrow the program will be uploaded to Rotary's YouTube channel. So, how many of you know about Rotary's YouTube channel? A few, maybe, but you know how many are subscribed? Only 46. So everybody, you go to YouTube, you put in Cincinnati Rotary Club, you'll see the yellow Rotary symbol. You click on that and you subscribe to the Rotary channel. That would be great. As judges continue their deliberations, we'd like to welcome Rotarian Ed Petway. He has news about another youth program that we offer, the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy. Ed.
Thanks, Laure. It's a hard act to follow. Let's give another round of applause to the I certainly have the easiest part today, so appreciate what you're doing. As a father of 2 high school students, I know how difficult it is to get in front of the stage, and I don't envy you, and you all did a great job. My name is Eric Petway, and I am the RILA, or Rotary Youth Leadership Awards Committee Chair, and just wanted to take this opportunity to tell you more about RILA and what we do every year. How many of you, let's take a poll here, how many of you have heard of RILA? If you raise your hand, please. All right, well, I'll take a poll at the end, and then we'll get the numbers up a little bit. But this is a youth leadership weekend that we'll be having in March 18th through 20th. It happens once a year, and it's for Southwest Ohio. There are 52 Rotary clubs in our district, and we send 100 youth leaders who are either sophomore or junior. So the contestants, think about it for next year, and you can apply as juniors as well, and think about it for your friends as well. But this started actually in Australia in the late 60s, and it's branched out throughout the world. We do it as a weekend. Oregon does it as a 5-day event in the summer, so it can be done differently everywhere. But what we do here in the Southwest Ohio region is we go out and select sophomores and juniors from local high schools to attend. We are sending 4, which is a record number 4. Normally send 2. Because of COVID year, we had a little bit of gap there, but we're sending 4 talented young leaders to Camp Kern. How many of you have been out to Camp Kern? All right. If you haven't been out to Camp Kern, I've been told it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity with a ropes course, zip line, and outdoor activities. Now, in March, you're probably not going to be canoeing and all of that, but swimming, but you will do the other activities. But it's a 48-hour event from Friday afternoon through Sunday, and you meet with motivational speakers, leaders in the industry in leadership, and really get to a crash course in how to become a leader. Many of the people who are coming have already become leaders in their own communities, but this gets them to the next level. And it's paid for by us. Rotary Club of Cincinnati foots the bill, so it's a unique opportunity to boost your leadership skills and really changes people's lives, and it takes you to the next level. So when you're on in your life and doing other leadership events, it really builds the skills for your activities. Again, it's March of this year, and then April, we're having a World Peace Conference up in Dayton, and many of the youth leaders that were accepted into that program will be invited back for Dayton for that event. So it's a continuous progress from RILA to the World Peace Conference. And then RILA itself is part of the Youth Services section of Rotary Club of Cincinnati. And we also have Youth Exchange, Interact, and four-way speech contests we've just seen. I don't know if I'm being...
I'm good.
All right. If you don't know, I'm the filler, so...
Give it up for the filler right there.
Take it home. How many are excited to be part of RILA next year? Let's raise our hands. All right, got the numbers up. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Appreciate it. All right, we'd like all four of our contestants to please come up on stage. We sure appreciate all of you participating. As you know, we're all going to win prize money. Just stay up here.
And after we announce, we want to take a picture of everybody, so I don't want everybody to run away from us. So.
All right, the winner of this year's speech contest is Alicia.
I wanted to say thank you, and thank you for letting me share a story that I've had so long wanted to share.
Pens and personalized cards for all the contestants.
Oh, no, thank you so very much, and congratulations again to you, Alicia. Let's give her another round of applause. We have a small gift for every one of the participants today, and our MCs will pass out Rotary theme pins and a personalized Rotary card for each one of the students. So thank you so very much, and thanks for the MCs. Let's give MC Laure Quinlivan and Ed Mathis another round of applause. And your checks in the mail. Seriously, you guys will get a check next week. So thank you very much. Judges, we sure appreciate you. If you're still here, thank you. Oh, there you are. I'm looking over at where you ate, but thank you for coming. And like I said, you can check this out on Rotary's YouTube channel tomorrow. And I think that's it.
No, thank you so much. We did have you.